What is going on, survivors? This is Heart with Horror's Corner. For today's mod review, we're going over another mod that we are currently using on our community server. It's kind of a straightforward one, but one that I think is really cool. One of our community members anticipated, was very adamant about having this in here. I trusted his judgment, and I'm glad I did because I love it. This is the Advanced Thatch mod, so it is exactly what it says it is. It's better thatch building. So really awesome, really cool early game. Depending on if you're doing more of an RP buildy sort of style server, it's even more, it's even definitely useful later on. But this overhauls all the thatch tier, adds a bunch of structures, and completely changes the way they look. So I just kind of threw this guy together real quick just to kind of show you what we're working with here. You're going to get a lot more building pieces out of this thatch stuff, and it's going to be textured a lot better. This stuff looks great. One of my complaints is that I'm bummed that, you know, it's still thatched, so it still breaks real easy, but it does look amazing. So extra pieces that we get that we don't normally have after the thatch, well, obviously we have like the window frames and stuff, but you also have ramps here. These are thatch ramps. You'll actually have thatch railings. You still have, you know, the doors, windows. The windows look a little bit, obviously this whole thing looks a little bit different, but specifically having windows in here. Stepping inside, this is the different foundation flooring. This is the ceiling stuff above me. This is another, these are two of the ramps with the ceiling up top here. You even get catwalks, so you can have catwalks in here, and again the railings as well. And this stuff looks so much better. Oh my god, it looks so much better. And you also get this like cage option, so you can kind of make these little cages too if you want to make those at your leisure. Maybe, I don't know, hold dung beetles in or something like that, or just kind of like what I did, like a little porch sort of setup maybe. A lot more building options, and it looks like a million times better. It's just looks so much better. So what we actually have, I have a couple of like things queued up side by side just so we can take a look. So this is, what do you mean it's out of placement range? This, I don't want it over there. I want it over here. All right, so this is the advanced thatch, right? And this is our normal thatch. So this is what we were working with before, and this is the advanced stuff. This looks so much better. So much better. This is the improved thatch, advanced thatch wall, and this is the normal thatch wall. So clearly one better than the other, you know what I mean? Like, just clearly better than the other. Like, no real comparison. And the thing I noticed is sometimes when you have slopes coming towards doorways with some of the standard building stuff, like the stone, wood, and thatch stuff, it'll error out when you try to come in this door. Like, it'll kind of jut you around. It doesn't do that with this stuff. It looks like it actually is a little bit taller, just a tiny bit taller when it comes to the door frames. It doesn't look like it here, but I'm thinking that the snap point must be a little bit higher the way that it works. Because it doesn't seem to have that problem. Or maybe that's something that got fixed. We can test that out too. So we have the thatch ceiling, and this is the current thatch ceiling. As you can see, it definitely looks better. It's also a bit flatter too. So when you're doing things like lowering, maybe like raft when you're making like a raft platform or just a platform saddle in general, which can be a little frustrating. These sit a bit more flush, so it does make it a little bit easier on that end. Let's actually, now that I was talking about that doorway thing, I'm really curious as to whether it really fixed that or not. So we're going to test it out real quick. Alright, so I stand corrected. That must have been something that actually got fixed. I remember there for a while there it actually used to act a little glitchy, but kind of a side-by-side comparison, it still does look like it sits a little bit taller. I think it's just how the snap points are set up, but it seems to work with all the other building materials pretty well. But it looks like it sits a little bit taller. I don't know if maybe that's just an optical illusion because of the color or what. I actually put a regular thing over here. That was kind of silly. But as you can see, this texture looks so much better in my opinion. I think the idea of this was more of an aged thatch that's been around for a while this looks like something that might have been just put up a little bit more recently. I guess it's a little bit more bleached too, so I feel like this is something predominantly that you would see more on the beach. Maybe this out in the jungle-ish more. I mean, they both aesthetically still look good, but especially when we're talking about the floors, I don't really think there's much of a comparison there. I think the advanced thatch floor looks so much better. The interior still looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, I kind of like the multiple pieces of wood, the more kind of ragtag look on the inside with the joints, but I mean, it still has it here, just not quite as many. But I mean, top it off with these like bamboo ramps and the railings and like the cage walls in here. I mean, this is clearly better. Clearly better. You still get all the doors, and like I said, you get the windows, and even the catwalk's a pretty cool addition here too. No stairs though. No, doesn't look like there's any option for stairs. I thought maybe we could switch these 2 stairs. I didn't see that in there. And you'll make this stuff on your person in your structures in your thatch section, just like you normally would. I think I have S+ loaded on here too, so of course the S+ ones are showing up, but they're all staying right in here. Oh, we also have a ladder too. I forgot about the ladder. Not that it really matters. Actually, I forgot about 2 things. Man, I'm slacking. All right, so the ladder we can just kind of place out here just so you can kind of see it. There's actually a thatch ladder versus, you know, wait until you get the wooden ladder or whatever. But you also have thatch pillars. So they kind of look like bamboo pillars. I think they're kind of modeled after the wooden pillar as far as how they look, but I mean, as far as like the general shape. But these are definitely thatch, and I think it looks pretty awesome. But more building options is always a good thing in my opinion. This is a subtle one, man. Like I said, you're predominantly going to use this probably when you start out, more so than any other time, I would imagine. But the nice thing about it is, like I said, if you're playing on more of an RP PvE server, you can definitely utilize this in your builds and not worry about it. I mean, on something that's a bit more PvP oriented, I mean, it's kind of... It's aesthetically, it's cool in the beginning, but that's pretty much it. But it does look great. I love the way that it looks, and I don't know. I think like you definitely build a pretty wicked beach house between this and some of the wooden structures. Even combining this one with something like the Castle Keeps and Fortress mods, I think would be look really good as far as some of that stuff goes. I think it's still a pretty viable option. I think you can make a lot of cool stuff with it depending on what biome you're at or what you're doing. Maybe even combining this with some of the Adobe structures might be kind of fun. But yeah, so that's about it. But that's it, guys. That's the advanced thatch mod. It's a pretty simple mod, but again, we wanted to slowly go over the whole collection that we're currently using on our community server. And in case you guys were wondering how these things work or what they do, again, I know it's another straightforward one, but we're gonna knock them all out. But if you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. And feel free to check me out here. Follow me on Twitter. Also check out our Discord because we stream from YouTube Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at around 8 p.m. Eastern usually. Sometimes playing on our community server. And if that sounds like something you want to get interested in doesn't make any sense. If that sounds like something you are interested in, feel free to join our Discord and reach out, and we'll give you the information so you can jump in there and play. But that's it, guys. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all next time.